thank you again for tuning back in to Stay Away from Narcs. I know I've been away for a while, but I definitely didn't forget about you guys, and I want to keep doing these videos and keep uploading and putting them out there. So thank you for each and every one of you that have subscribed, listening to my previous videos, and leaving your comments. Again, I truly honor that, and I am truly grateful for all of it, since it's helping, not only this channel grow, but to help others in their healing process. You leaving your comments and spreading videos and sharing your own knowledge that you learn from this channel, or maybe other channels that you find on YouTube and elsewhere. I really appreciate it, and I hope to put more videos out soon. And for today's video, I don't want to prolong this too much, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. It's going to be another one regarding the narcissistic mother-in-law or mother, and covert tactics that are definitely revolve around abuse, revolve around manipulation, predator-like mentality. So I have about, some 3 or so covert abuse tactics from my own personal experience that I will describe in a little bit more detail. And if any of you guys relate, you can again leave your comments, because especially when it comes to covert over overt abuse, covert is the type of abuse and narcissistic abuse that so many of us have such an issue with, and feeling like that we are going crazy and feeling like others can't see it for what it is, but we feel something is there, we just feel off about it, and it's it's insidious, quote unquote, that insidious type of abuse that a lot of people, we feel like, won't comprehend as abuse. So these are very crucial tactics these narcissistic mothers and narcissists in general use. So I just wanted to be able to make a video about some of these that I've experienced, and you guys can share your own experiences and know that you're not crazy, you're not alone. This is real. This is an abuse and hurt of the spirit, hurt of your soul, hurt of who you are as a human being in every which way. And they do it deliberately. They do it deliberately, guys. They know what they're doing. And I'm going to just explain more in detail about how they know that they're doing it when they're doing it. So let's delve right into it. Okay, so the first type of covert abuse, specific in my case to my ex-narcissistic mother-in-law, I noticed at the beginning, when I seen her right in the beginning, this didn't really take a long time for me to see, or for me to feel like it was a red flag or feel iffy in any sort of way. But again, a lot of us, when we see those red flags, we ignore them for any which reason. And I ignored a lot of the covert tactics and covert forms of manipulation that she put right up front in the beginning. And it took me a while to actually start listening to my gut and be able to, notice what this was. So the first one was that, she was very covert and subtle about my appearance, about what I was wearing, about how much lipstick I put on. And she would, I met her at a party one time, and she would make a comment about, oh, do you want me to add more lipstick to your lips? And it was sort of like she was implying that, I wasn't wearing enough lipstick, and she wanted me to put on more. And it feels uneasy, right? It feels uneasy when they're doing these sort of subtle tactics, specifically on our appearance. That just, it doesn't seem right. Like, why would you want me to wear more lipstick? And I told her, she was like, no, and she backed off. And this was early in the beginning in the love bombing phase. But you'll start to notice when it comes to appearance, the longer you get into the relationship, the more that you start to disagree with them, or the more that you don't want to change your appearance for them, especially that narcissistic mother-in-law, because again, she wants to shape and form you. She will start to put the pressure on, so to speak. So that's the first thing. She will make those subtle comments about your appearance. There were other times that I would come over her house, and she would have dinners, of course, with all her friends over in her little show-off circle. And she was like, pull your pants up. As soon as I walked in the door, she would make a comment about my clothes or my appearance. She would say like, hi, real quick, and then she's like, you need to fix I think your pants are a little bit, just right off the bat. And it seems it's very rude. For, it's very just abrupt. Again, there's no regard for boundaries here because they're a narcissist. They believe that you are a reflection, especially if you are a daughter-in-law or son-in-law of theirs, or a son or daughter, so to speak. You are a reflection of them. So they're going to project onto you. So any little, and a narcissist, again, a grandiose narcissist being a perfectionist, any little, thing that they, triggers them, I guess, so to speak, they're going to pick on you for it. They're going to pick on you specifically for it. So she's like, pull your pants up, you can't be doing this, and you can't look this way, and you can't look that way, and, maybe move your hair. And there was another time she called me, I'm having this party, I'm having this get together, and I would like you to come, maybe put some makeup on. She addressed it to me that way, and she was actually essentially telling me what to wear and to put makeup on, and, telling me what to do, okay? Because again, a narcissistic mother shapes and forms, especially her daughters. She uses her like a little toy, little doll. And it felt like, I remember my cousin was sitting next to me when, she had called me, and I was having that conversation with her, and she told me, you need to put makeup on, and you need to wear such and such clothes. And my cousin just looked at me and gave me this look, and she's like, are you going to listen to little mommy tell you what to do? And I felt sort of embarrassed, because I felt that she was right. I felt that, she should not be telling me what to wear or how to wear it at any time, so to speak. I'm a 26, 27-year-old woman. Like, why is this, it was really getting on my nerves at that point. So that's number one. She will covertly and subtly pick upon your appearance. And it's not overt abuse. It's not, oh, you look ugly, oh, you're fat. It's not in any form that is, somebody would say, hey, you're in, ASS. You need to stop talking like that. It's just very subtle. And over time, what happens is, with the covert abuse, you start to shape and form yourself the way the narcissist actually wants you, especially if you want to please that narcissist and you don't wake up to what they're doing, which is essentially what I was doing for a bit until I woke up. I was trying to please them. I was trying to shape and form myself to how they wanted me, and, maybe do my hair the way she wanted, maybe to do this the way she wanted, because they're grooming you. They want to groom you to be a shape and form of what they want. And or she can be pathologically jealous of you, and that she either wants to make, shatter your self-esteem, lower your self-esteem, that you don't know how to wear your clothes right, you don't know how to wear your makeup, and it's usually with the more malignant, the more toxic narcissistic mothers. And usually, they're deliberately doing it. They're doing it with an end goal of, for whatever reason, for whatever they want, because it's always in their, in their favor and what they want, for, what the narcissist wants. It's nothing about you. They don't want you to wear makeup to look good in front of people because they think it would be good for you. They think it would be good for them. Or they don't want you to wear a certain type of clothes because they would feel, too jealous. And it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with their pathological jealousy, or it has to do with how they want you to look in front of others. And it becomes all intertwined, I definitely believe mine was, she was jealous of me, and she had to degrade me. Again, that's another part of the whole narcissistic process, is they need to shatter your spirit and shatter your self-esteem and make you feel dependent upon them, like you can't do anything right, in order to keep controlling you. So that was number one on my list. Number two, she will covertly watch you and your partner, whoever her son or daughter that you're with. And it's very insidious. It's very predator-like in mentality, now that I think back on it. But there's these moments when you're with your partner around that narcissist, and they're just staring at you. They give you these stares, or, it's just very insidious, and they're doing it to pry on what you guys talk about. They're doing it so they can pick up a manner of how you guys are together. And a lot of the times it's something sadistic. And I believe this was the case with my own narcissistic mother, sadistic in that she wanted to see us happy, so she would be able to feel good and have this power drive and feel, driven off of the fact that she can separate us and break us apart, because she knew that she had that power over her son. So it was a very sadistic thing for her that she saw us all happy or whatever, and she even, you know, to shatter her own son, being the scapegoat, him being the lost child most of the time, to see him happy, she usually destroyed his happiness. She usually destroyed his joy. So when she was just staring at us, and she would give us these, like, that evil narcissistic smirk. You know, you see that glimmer in their eyes. And when I look back on it, it's so creepy. I remember there was one time we were sitting in the whatever, the family room or whatever, watching TV, and the whole room was just, you know, outside of that family room was black, and she was around the corner, and she had, like, there's doors that actually open to that family room, and she peeked in. She snuck her head in real quick just to, like, look, and, like, her eyes moved from me to him real quick in a manner, and then she shut the door automatically. Like, it was sort of the most creepiest thing that I've ever witnessed somebody do. Like, she was really just staring at us as we were just sitting there on the couch watching television, and it was just, there was numerous moments where she would just give us these creepy stares, and moments of trying to scoop us out, I guess, or analyze us in a way for when she was going to do her insidious tactics. And so that's another one that they'll do. And if you guys ever had an experience with that, let me know in the comments below, because that's one that I've heard few people talk about, but I would like to hear more in depth about that one. So that's number 2. Number 3. Number three can be this can be with any narcissist, but in terms of my narcissistic mother-in-law, I was glad that when she started doing number 3 with me, I was already catching on to her, because number 3 is a very sadistic, it can feel very harsh and very tormenting to anybody that's going through this type of insidious and covert abuse that the narcissist pulls off with you. And it's usually when the narcissist is in their degradation process of you, or getting ready to discard you, because you either cause them a narcissistic injury, or they just don't, you know, you did something that did not stroke their ego well enough. And, you know, being the narcissist, you're never going to be able to stroke their ego well enough, because, you know, they're a narcissist. Nothing is ever good enough for them, and they have to be in their high and mighty fantasy world all the time. So eventually, you know, and again, this is, I believe, for narcissists on the high end of the spectrum, maybe the more malignant ones. If you had ever an experience with that, let me know in the comments below. But this is more in the sadistic type. Well, the narcissist is going to single you out in the room, putting all the negative attention on you, and either putting all the positive attention on them, and either just on them, or them and the other people. So let me give you an example. There was one time I went over the narcissist's house with one of my friends, and again, I was already pretty caught on to what she was doing, and I believe this is really why she was this sadistic with me at this point, and this harsh with me at this point, because I was in the devaluation and discard process at this point, because I had caused her a narcissistic injury, and she knew that I was on to her, and I knew her facade, and I knew her for what she was. So I already automatically walked in the room with a feeling that, you know, I was already anxious, because I didn't want to be around this woman, because I knew there was something off about her energy. I knew there was something not right, and I did not want to be around her. And she catches on to that. And narcissists typically catch on to when you know that you know them for what they are. So you just want to be aware of that. But I went in the room and I sat down with my friend very quietly, and it was the rest of the family in the room there. And they usually have their little family nights and get-togethers or whatever. And I sat really quietly, and so when we sat down, my friend and I, she comes right over to my friend instead of to me, and she starts talking to my friend and acting like she's so interested in my friend and what my friend had to say, and she basically ignores me right in front of my eyes. And she's asking, you know, did you find that coat that you wanted from the mall? And my friend, the whole time, she doesn't really understand what the narcissist is. You know, I've been telling her some things about this person, but she didn't fully understand or get it. Of course, if you haven't been through this type of abuse, you won't get it. And again, it's covert manipulation, it's covert abuse, so nobody really sees it for what it is. And my friend was like oblivious to it, and didn't really know, she was just, that the narcissist was being, kind to her in that moment. She was just being a kind individual back to the narcissist. She was not going to, get up in the narcissist's face or say anything at that point, obviously. I don't recommend that anybody does that, but the narcissist was asking her questions like, hey, did you get that coat? And my friend made a comment about, because I had taken my friend to the mall to try to get a coat for the winter, because they had come from down south. They're not from here. And I told her that we don't really have any coats on sale or that. And, my friend told the narcissist that, and the narcissist used that against me and looked at me in the eyes and started laughing. And she's like, I told her that she should have took you to the other place. So the narcissist was sort of trying to make it seem like, again, I didn't know how to do anything right, put all negative attention on me. So now everybody in the room was paying attention to the conversation of me not knowing how to do anything right? And mind you, the whole time, the narcissist, at first, she didn't even like my friend. Like, her energy towards my friend was very very negative. And my friend was like, why doesn't your, mother-in-law seem to like me? She doesn't really talk. But the fact that I was just onto the narcissist, and the fact that, she was starting to devalue and discard me, she became buddy-buddy with my friend. And that's another thing they'll do. They'll team up with the people around you, whether they're your close friends, whether you're your parents, and they'll try to get on their side in order to degrade you further, in order to manipulate them against you, essentially. And she was trying to get my friend on her team, essentially, and be nice and kind and loving and love bomb my friend, and trying to manipulate my friend into thinking that I was the bad one. Right? Because I was trying to explain to my friend, like, what she was doing. And this is what you guys have to be careful with in narcissistic abuse. When they try to team up your own friends and your own parents against you, that's one of the worst forms of insidious manipulation and abuse that you can go through from a narcissist. Because once they have your own friends and family against you as their flying monkeys or things of that sort, that's a very hard situation. So I don't recommend that you try to over explain to your friends or even to your parents about what the narcissist is. I think you just let the truth will always come out. It will always prevail. I think you just let the truth speak for itself. And if you guys, again, ever had an experience with this, let me know of any of this that is relevant to anything that I explained in this video. I don't want to really prolong this one again, but I thank you very much again for subscribing. And if you have anything in regards to this, if you have any questions or things that you would want me to talk about when it comes in terms of narcissistic abuse, please, I want to get as much of this information out to you guys so we can heal and so we can feel empowered again and be our individualized selves and not go back to our shattered selves that the narcissist tried to enable us to have. So thank you very much. Stay away from narcs.